Okay, first of all, you wouldn't believe how many times I've had to try to make this video without something going wrong. I mean, it's been ridiculous. So bear with me a little bit today, guys, okay? I'm having a hard one on this one. I have no idea why, because if you look at this thing, this set of problems is only 3 points, okay? And it's killing me. I have no idea what I'm doing wrong today. So let's get started. Video lesson, graphing points and lines, which is the homework, not homework, but assignment, video lesson. It's really easy, graphing points and lines. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Let's get started. Okay, the first screen is usually really easy because it's just a video about exactly what I'm going to talk about anyway. You could look at that video, maybe it's better. I'm going to go on to question number 1. This one just wants us to graph the coordinates of the plot. That's easy. You remember this from Basic 101. You know that this is going to be x coordinates, this is going to be y coordinates. We're going to go left by 2 and up by 4, giving us a -2. Don't forget parentheses, -2, comma 4. And we're good. We got the green light, so that's always a good part. It makes me happy when I get those. I know it makes you happy. Next question. This one is just upping the ante by giving us 4 points to plot. Okay, so 0, 1. Okay, that's really easy. We go up here, 0 left or right, and 1 by up by 1. This one is 5 to the left, but no up or down. 5 to the, no, not to the right, positive 5. This is positive 4, which will put us here, and 2, -5, which will put us here. Now, I cannot stress how important it is to read the question, because one of the things I was doing was misreading the signs of things. Okay, here I just want to stay and pause for a second, because this does highlight different types of graph. You'll see this is an upward one, this is a downhill one, this is a positive slope, and this is a negative slope. Okay, this is another negative. That's a really bad picture. Negative slope here, another positive slope here. There's 4 types of slopes. You may have got this for me. You may have got this for Virginia, Samia, Julia. There's positive slopes. There's negative slopes. There's perfectly flat or horizontal or 0 slopes, and then there's undefined slopes. So positive, negative, 0, and undefined slopes, otherwise known as infinite slopes. One or the other. 0 slopes. Don't forget that the 0 contains the letter Z, and so does horizontal. And that's how I tend to remember which is which, because people often make that mistake of getting these two combined. Don't let that happen to you. It's a really basic thing. Okay, we're going to submit the answer to this one and make sure we got it right. And we got the green light again. So let's go on to the third question. The third question says, okay, now this wants us to graph an equation, and this is fairly easy to do. The first thing we're going to do is notice that if I'm going to zoom in really quickly for a second. You're going to look at this equation, and the first thing you're going to notice is you're going to want to read that equation carefully. And this is y is equal to -1x plus 1. Another way they might have shown that was y is equal to -x plus 1. This is going to be a 1 if it's there, not a 0. If there were a 0, there would be nothing there. Okay, so y is equal to a -1x plus 1 tells me that I remember y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. That means that where my x is 0, my y is 1. Okay, now from here it's really easy. All I do is just follow the pattern. Alright, so if I know that it's -2, the first thing I'll do is plug -2 into the equation, and -1 times -2 is 2. Right, negative times negative is positive, and then I'm going to add 1 to that, so that's going to give me a 3. So at -2, I'm going to have a 3. Okay, let me zoom out at this point so you can see the rest of it. This is really annoying me with this thing because it's always popping up that thing even when I don't want it. That really is annoying. So I'm going to have to use it, but I don't like it there. Now I'm going to follow my pattern, which is that as I go up by 1, I'm going to reduce by 1. So a -1 should give me a 2. Let's see if that works. -1 times -1 is +1. +1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, so we got that. This one is going to be the y-intercept, so it's going to be the easiest one, 0, comma 1. The next one is going to be 1. Now follow the pattern. 3, 2, 1. Say it with me. 0. Right. And then we're going to, this is called the x-intercept, by the way, while I'm passing through here. And the final one is going to be 2. And again, 3, 2, 1, 0, and then -1 if we're going in a straight progression. So those are my 5 points, and it follows everything I said. Let me check that really quickly. -1 times 2 is -2 plus 1 is -1. Looks like everything's kosher. Now we have to graph all of these. -2, 3 is going to be here. -1, 2 will be here. At that point, I don't have to think about it anymore. I just have to fill in the rest of them according to the progression because of the linear pattern of the equation, and it is going downhill, so it does verify that it's a negative slope. I'm going to submit. The hell. And we got that one right. So we're done with that assignment. Again, this is an easy one. All right, so I'm going to send another one out probably very soon, but I'll talk to you until then.